Guys, what is going on? Redmaster here, and welcome back to Cards and Castles at the Enchanted Grove beta. Now today, we are going to be doing something a little bit different from what we normally do in terms of a beta or expansion showcase. Today we're going to be looking into the Cards TV of the beta server and bring you guys some more matches that, have occurred on the server. Of course, every match that has happened in this server appears on Cards TV, so I thought it'd be a good way to show you guys some of the other card changes that have occurred within the game, and I'm pretty sure we'll find certainly some new ones for you guys to look at. So, with that being said, guys, let's hop straight into match number 1. And the first match will actually be myself versus Kev1. I'm going to be utilizing some Warlock Pirates. He'll be utilizing some Viking Pirates. I'm going to start off with the Lumberjack on turn 1. Just looking for that draw, of course, Lumberjack's new last will. He'll throw out an Assyrian Cultist. Assyrian Cultist. Put up in the corner there to hide him, of course, he being slow. He can't shoot on the first turn. I'm going to hit with the Lumberjack on the castle, as you just saw, and Grotesque, giving myself 3 additional cards. Not bad. Witch Doctor's coming out now. He's got a nice little change. He is now 3G, 5/5, and deals 3 damage to an ally on last will. So pretty beefy, but at a risk, at a consequence in the early game. Kev will respond with a simple battle ready on that Witch Doctor, making it a nice 7/7. Meanwhile, another Lumberjack to support and take 7 away from my castle. So pretty devastating Witch Doctor pretty early on. I get Grotesque from the Major Apprentice. That's not going to help me too much. However, what I'm going to do is use this Con Artist here, Medal of Bravery as well, and Blue Firebolt this Witch Doctor away. The 3 will hit his castle. I wanted it to hit one of his units, but unfortunately RNG was not with me on that play. He'll use Lumberjack to finish off my Major Apprentice, which, as you didn't see, was a Warlock card, which I didn't mention when I first summoned him. And he'll follow up with an Ice Drake, of course, now in the Viking. I think he's in Viking, right? Anyway, Merchant's Favor and Dragonfire. You guys saw Dragonfire yesterday, but Merchant's Favor also gaining some treasure now along with the 1 gold. So it's sort of a nice 2-turn ramp. Possible 2-turn ramp there. He'll throw out the Serpent Witch, of course, and the Lumberjack. Serpent Witch, I don't know if you guys saw this, but it also stuns the enemy now. I'm going to use the Rite of Awakening, 1 gold now, on Professor Headwood, that mini explosion you saw there. Great way to deal some AoE damage. He'll hit with the Lumberjack and summon another one. Number 1. And also use Frostwreck for some extra draw. Of course, these little spells being utilized as cantrip now. So, great way to cycle through your deck. He'll pull out a Flux from that. I'm going to use Headwood's RNG, Awaken Burst to kill off the Lumberjack. Weaken the Serpent Witch and end up killing the Serpent Witch with another one with the Rite of Awakening. Throw out damage Flux a little bit and throw out the Assassin. Whew, he'll throw out a Vortex. That'll pull my Assassin pretty far towards him. Nice way to get a guy out of hiding there, as you can see. Not the spells, though, that he needed from the Flux, but he's going to use that Holy Bulwark and heal up that Ice Drake. I'm going to respond with another Con Artist myself and Grotesque him right away, because I don't really need him. And I figured I need the extra draw now. So always nice to get some more draw. I got another Con Artist from that. Pretty funny. And I'm going to position him right so his Lumberjack can't hit. He'll throw out a Serpent Witch, though. Sacrifice the Lumberjack for, of course, that draw, because he kind of needs it right now. And he'll get a Battle Ready, which he'll throw on the Serpent Witch. Of course, Battle Ready, gaining 2/2 and knockback, so not a bad card. I'm going to throw out another Major Apprentice and the Saurus for not only activating Headwood's ability again, as you can see, finishing off that Tower of Winter, but also getting that spell, which I'm going to use on the Con Artist here to not only draw a card, but also push the Serpent Witch back, give me some room to breathe here, as I position my Saurus in front of the castle to protect, because it's a 5/1 melee unit, actually, so, can't really do much when he is summoned except bounce it, but I don't have the bounce. He'll throw out the Swordsman, as you just saw there. I'll use the Rite of Awakening again on Headwood, do some Explosion Burst damage, Dragonfire to finish off the Witch and the Ice Drake, and I can Hitsatsu, of course, getting that first strike ability now. It gives, as you saw, Headwood +4 and first strike to finish off that Swordsman, no problem. Rune Warrior's going to come out now and hit the Headwood. He'll kill it, no problem. Doesn't want that reawakening at all. Smart choice on him. I'll play the Shaman for some extra draw power. Fat Bard, of course, buffing all units +1/+1 now to deal 6 damage onto the castle rather than 5, and position my Shaman for another strike. He'll have to respond with a Frozen Storm, which will freeze all my guys, and allow his Rune Warrior to take out my Sars without losing the Rune Warrior himself, and freezing my Mage Apprentice so that it can't hit Rune Warrior. I'm going to respond with a Sentry Golem and another Fat Bard, though, making some even more, getting my guys even bigger. He did draw another Frozen Storm there, however, he's going to use the Rune Warrior in this case, because he can't kill my Shaman just with the one Rune Warrior that he's got on the field. And what that will do is it'll open him up, as you see, from my Shaman to strike the castle. Meanwhile, Sentry Golem powers up to a 6/10. I'll move that in. Professor Headwood for even more possible damage, and Mage Apprentice just so I have multiple threats onto his castle. And with that, he doesn't have much to do. He'll Frozen Storm and try to, I think, what does he do here? He uses the Dwarven Scope, of course, giving his Rune Warrior range now without any sort of requirement. The scope doesn't require a dwarf to be in play anymore. It sort of just gives a unit scope, but it is unique, so only one can be thrown on a unit at a time. I'm going to actually end up. Oh, that match not finished? Well, I think it finished off with the Headwood to the castle, but I think the match glitches out. Sometimes it does that. It shouldn't happen in live, though. This is just things that might occur in beta. Of course, a quick desync. Overall, not too bad, though. We're going to end that match there. And, yeah, so good match. Good match. Demonstrates that even though Red-Green Awaken is a bit weaker, in my opinion, it's still... It's probably Red-Green is transitioned into the lowest tier of the... Awakened decks that are out right now. So, with that being said, I thought that was a good match and gives us a nice transition into match number 2. And our match number 2 will be Kev1 taking on Derek Dudge. Of course, Kev skips his turn 1. Derek will respond with his Salahar Rider on his turn 1. 2/1, dealing 2 damage on last will. Kev will respond with an Unholy Altar, of course, giving him a zombie for, at the start of his turn. I think it's pretty much unchanged except for its name. So Matty coming out now, he's now a pirate, and he'll get the Arcanon Magic Eater. Nice tricky unit there. It utilizes the fast aspect of ninjas and gains 1/1 when a spell is played. Like you just saw there, him using the Dwarven Archives and the Sacred Quest, it puts Magic Eater up to 4/4. So some tricky things can be done with Magic Eater now. Grotesque on the zombie, of course, will only further power up the Mage Eater as well as give him 2 cards for extra draw. He'll also place a School of Magic where your units now gain Explosive 1, which should be intriguing to see how his zombies will get explosive. However, Lightning Blade will take out not only the zombie, but damage the castle on the Unholy Altar. So Derek's got a good defensive right now. However, so he's going to use the Magic Eater. I thought he was going to use the Witch Doctor there. He'll use the Magic Eater to counteract the Dwarven Miner and summon a Pyromancer and another School of Magic. So he's getting his explosives sort of set, as you can see here. 2 School of Magics and his Pyromancer, all of which have explosives. However, Yenneroth comes out at 3 gold pretty early on, so it must be some sort of discount dragon. I didn't see the last 2 cards that he played there. Actually, yeah. I don't remember what he played there. However, One-Eyed Matty from a Grotesque, he'll play that, and Yenneroth looks to be ready to strike the castle. Will he, though? Okay, so he'll use the Dragon Ball to give Chain Lightning and make his next dragon cost 3 less. The Chain Lightning's 1, the discount's 3. He'll also summon Dwarf Paladin, which is now at 2/3, no longer a slower or sluggish unit. Acolyte taking out the Salahar, however, the zombie gets quickly zapped by Salahar's ability. Arcfire now dealing damage to Yenneroth. Keeper of the Doorway will, hit Yenneroth. He'll gain a Wraith from that. Pyromancer finishes off Yenneroth without any problem. He could have struck the castle there with Arcanon, but I guess chose not to. Pretty interesting. He could have had some big damage. However, Derek using the Metal Bravery and Craxus, of course, now using armor. Still has that Victory Rush, but has that armor as well, so making him like a 5/7 to gain 2 cards. Eternal Darkness now still summons a squad of 3/3, and 13 damage hits the castle. Pyromancer's going to hit the Craxus, however, it's going to only take away his armor, which will be given back to him next turn, so no real damage done against Craxus there. Warrior with a Thunderstrike now going to come out and take away 2 zombies. Dwarf Paladin takes away a Pyromancer. Salahar Rider hits the Arcanon, but of course dealing damage to his own castle because of the School of Magic. So those explosives still attack, they still do damage on retaliation. So this match is pretty much over, as he just needs to simply attack with any sort of explosive. He's going to make it, painful with the combustion there, as you can see, but dealing multiple explosive damages onto the castle. So not bad, an explosive type deck, I imagine. I haven't really seen that one yet. But again, sort of opening up the possibilities you can have in this expansion, in this sort of overhaul, this patch, if you want to call it. You have a lot of creativity, and they're all they're very viable. So props to Kev for that match. So with that being said, I think we can transition into our final match of the day. Final match will be Joshua versus Derek. Of course, Josh utilizing Warlock Pirate, Derek utilizing this I think it's going to be the same Viking Crusader combination. Josh starts his turn out by summoning the Questing Knight. How will Derek respond? He'll respond with the Dwarf Miner. He does have the Salahar Rider out from his turn 1, which was kind of looked over. Disable now, going on to that Salahar Rider. It's got its attack taken away, and the Questing Knight simply trades with the Dwarf Miner. Dwarf Paladin, though, from Derek coming out now, hoping to, I guess, maybe find some sort of heal. His Salahar Rider is essentially just there. Barbarian coming out now for 5 and 4 gold, neutral unit. And Grudge Bear as well. Now that's got Slow, Thunderstrike, and that same Last Will at 3/4. So not bad there. Joshua takes out the weakened Salahar Rider, dealing 2 damage to his own castle, and throws out another Barbarian, though, which is looking pretty interesting. Lightning Blade on the Grudge Bear now, which will be taken out, and dealing 3 damage to the castle and Barbarian thanks to the Thunderstrike, pushing the unit back and dealing lightning afterwards. Thunderstrike will push back the other Barbarian, so a simple trade there. However, Tyrannosaur coming out now and threatening the castle. Dwarf Paladin and Dwarf Miner set to defend. Dragon Crest Shield on the Dwarven Miner, giving him 2 armor, and the ability for Derek to draw if the Dwarven Miner is attacked. He'll take out the Paladin and summon the Northlands Ranger, who will make a pretty quick advance onto the tower. Metal Bravery from Derek, and Craxus comes out to finish the Tyrannosaur. He'll get 2 cards from that and call it a turn. So Josh got to find someone to take out this Dwarven Miner directly, not directly, but without a spell, but he doesn't. So he'll take out Craxus, and Mordok will appear. Of course, him being 4/5 and no lifesteal, not at all. So Dwarven Miner will take out the Northland Ranger and gain a card from the Sacred Quest, Dragon Lore, and leads to a Dremoth play. So 6 gold Dremoth, not bad. How will Joshua respond? He'll play a Blacksmith to power up his Mordok. So I think he's hoping to trade with the Dremoth with whatever he gets from the Mordok. Oh, okay, so he's not going to attack with the Mordok. He's going to hold off on that, hoping to kill them all in one go. However, Yenneroth comes out and freezes everything around. That would have been a good opportunity to take out... actually, no, we can't reach the Witch Doctor. My bad. Another Mordok comes out. A lot of Mordoks appearing in this match. How will Derek respond to another Mordok? He'll throw a Yarm Giant. It has Thunderstrike, but at a 2/7. So interesting change there. Sort of a weaker Yarm Giant, but still effective Thunderstrikes. Mordok will kill off the Yenneroth, or at least one will. Headless Horseman comes out, and looking... Okay, and a Wraith from the second Mordok. There's a lot of stuff happening, which will deal 2 damage to the Blacksmith. Witch Doctor hitting the Yarm Giant. Questing Knight to not finish it, because that Witch Doctor will be dealing 3 damage on death. Search for Truth from Derek. He'll draw 3 cards. Of course, this I think is an unchanged card. Dremoth hits the... Okay, Lightning Blade. Oh, a lot of lightning. Oh, yep. Alright, that finished that. There's a lot of interactions that just happened there. Thunderstrike, Chain Lightning, the Witch Doctor, Last Will, all of which unfortunately have to hit the castle. and end the game. So a lot of chaos, like it can sometimes get pretty crazy. I'll admit in this update, as you see, a lot of interaction can happen at once, and just create this line of damage, or a lot of different crazy things. It's insane. It's another reason why this update is just great. It's unpredictable in some senses, like what will happen, and it'll take time for people to learn how all of this stuff kind of works together. Even I still haven't completely figured it out myself yet, but it's crazy. And yeah, it's just good match, great match, good stuff. And with that being said, guys, that's going to end today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, please make sure to leave a like, share with your friends, and comment down below what you thought of either today's matches or what you saw in terms of changes. If some of the changes that you found were intriguing, or if you're even more excited about the expansion now. And yes, I know there were no druids in this video. However, if you guys hit that subscribe button, and you don't have to turn on the bell if you don't want to, but hit that subscribe button, because there will be druids coming in tomorrow's video. Yep, we're gonna have a sneak peek of the druids up for you guys tomorrow. So if you are excited, if you are wanting to see more of the druids, if anything, hit that subscribe button so you're notified when a druid video appears. And I guess with that being said, guys, until next time, stay gaming.